My man nailed it right here on this. He said a lot of good points. I just had to grab this video because if you don't get the picture that the 9 to 5 is dying, then hopefully he'll probably communicate it to you a little bit better.
So I've come to the conclusion that the 9 to 5 is going to be dead in probably the next 10 to 15 years. And there's only going to be a select few people who are going to be able to succeed in the future once the system dies. I say that because job security doesn't exist anymore. The cost of living is going to continue to go up. Every time you look at the news, every time you get an email, it's saying, we're raising the price of this. The vehicle registration is going up. Your Netflix subscription is going up. This is going up. That's going up. We're raising our prices. We're raising our prices. They go up and up and up. But guess what hasn't been raised? None of our wages have been raised, right? If you work in a sales job, you know that they continue to move the goalpost, right? If you work in a standard hourly,
Yup, in sales, what? You're only as good as your last sale. And he's on point. You're only as good as your last sale.
you know that they make you do more and more and more work. They put more and more and more tasks on your table, right? Without compensating you anymore. They may give you a 50-cent raise, if that. They may not give you a raise at all. Social Security. We're, as a generation, we're not going to get any Social Security because all the boomers are using up all that Social Security, and there's not enough of us young people to feed back into the Social.
These are all facts. We all know it. Nobody's denying it. I think nobody's addressing the elephant in the room. Nobody focused toward the most of the population that the skills pay the bills. That there is something that you do great, and there are skills you can acquire, and you can combine those things together and create something that nobody has ever seen before. That is probably one of the biggest challenges and issues because we think that we need that 9 to 5. Yes, it is great to have that check every week, every 2 weeks. Yes, it is great to have those things. But what's even greater is to have the ability. I think Jay said this one statement: you can drop me anywhere on this earth and I'll triple my worth. Now, I don't know if that's so true for him, but that is true for most people who have skills, people who focus more on skills. I want to make sure that this is cool, that I got this. It's on. Yeah, it is on. They focus more on building skills and they're not chasing just a 9 to 5. They're chasing or pursuing that thing that God put in their heart. Guys, you got to understand this. You have everything that you need to succeed in this world. You have everything that you need. It's in you. It's not out here. It's not in your next connection. It's not in your next network. It is, you have everything that you need to be successful in this earth. You have it. You have the Spirit of God in you to guide you and direct you. You do. You can fellowship with him. He's speaking to people that aren't even. I know y'all religious Christians don't like that. I'm gonna tilt my head, but it's the truth. He's speaking to people that's not even. We're Christian. Da 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 da. He's out there waking up people. Scripture says he told them who didn't show up at the banquet, go out there to the way to the roadsides and in the hills and out there in the streets and bring the people in that want it. I'm telling you, if you want it, this is it. It's in you. Don't let these people fool you. This 9 to 5, man, I tell you.
So by the time we get to 60 and 70 years old, there's not going to be any retirement money left for us. This system that promised us stability, security, a well-off life, that's not going to exist. And the only way that we're going to be able to overcome this is you're going to have to learn how to utilize the internet to make your own money. A job is not going to provide you the stability and the security.
My man is he drops in the internet, and the internet is one way. There are a lot of blue collar workers. There's going to be a rise of a lot of blue collar workers over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Just of the massive need for the data resources, data facilities are going to need these type of individuals. Just that massive need to be able to be an electrician and run the wires. HVAC system that cools down the system, cools down the processors. Things like that. That's just one version. Plumbers, You can't get an AI to go to your house and clear your drain right now. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. So we know that's going to rise. We know that. So the internet is one thing, but hey, where are there other skills that are going to be necessary in this new economy?
To support yourself in the future, you have to learn how to utilize the internet. Now, your entire business doesn't have to be on the internet, but you need to learn how to utilize the internet and have some kind of tangible skill to make money. Whether that's you know how to do hair, you know how to do nails, you know how to fix cars, you know how to sell a product or service, you're going to have some kind of tangible skill, and you're going to have to learn how to utilize that skill on the internet, or you're going to have to use the internet in some way to sell that particular skill. That way that you can make a decent amount of income to support yourself. Because like I said, the cost of everything is going to continue to go up. The goalpost is going to continue to be moved. And a lot of this stuff is kind of out of our control. We can't hope and pray that billionaires decide to have a heart and decide to pay us equally. And like, unfortunately, I feel like you have more control over yourself and what you can do than putting that faith into these millionaires.
I think that's why you see a big difference between generations. The way that they did things in the 40s and the 50s, way different than now. Way different than now. I know it's way different than now. But if you took them and you put them in today's society, they would struggle. They got to deal with technology and different things like that. And they're used to earning a certain amount in the 50s, the 40s, even the 60s. If you took that same amount and you gave them to them now, they would struggle. They would struggle. The whole point is as time goes on, inflation increases, your skills have to keep up with that. Skills for managing the money, skills for making the money, and an understanding on it. I always say I know people hate billionaires and you got some people that dislike millionaires and billionaires, and that's up to you. But I don't hate wealth. I don't hate it. Because when I hate wealth, then it's definitely going to run away from me because it's not going to live in a place where people hate it. Okay. They're just not going to take care of it. They're not going to take care of it. But I can definitely learn some things. And I keep saying you gotta build, you gotta market what you build because nobody knows who you are. If you got your restaurant down the street, if you got your hair salon over here, if you're a plumber over here, you gotta market who you are so people know that you do what you do or you created whatever you created, whether it's a course or whether it's a school, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You've got to market it and then you got to deliver on what you market and you promote it, right? And then that's when the cash comes, number 4. That's when the cash comes. That's where the cash comes. Build it, promote it, deliver it, boom, cash flow. But that wasn't taught to us in school. And because it wasn't taught, you were struggling looking for the bag on the hustle play, and you're getting to the bag. But guess what? When you get to the bag and you sign the form, and that guy says, "Yeah, you go do this and do that, and I'll give you this bag. Show up at this time and that time, and you get your bag." You can't get mad at the person that created the job, created the company, that created the job to be able to do that. It started with the creator who promoted what he created. That's why you found out about the job and you showed up, and he delivered on it. That's why you get your check. And then after that, he making the bread. You got your check. He making the real bread. God is in us, man. Do not allow this system to limit you based on what's produced or what comes out. God is in you. But my man nailed it.
Billionaires that truly don't give a fuck about us. So the difference between people who are going to succeed are going to be the people who utilize the internet, and the people who are going to fail are the people who are going to continue using this dying system and believing in it, and not learning how to change and adapt in a world that's constantly changing and constantly adapting.
Constantly changing, constantly adapting.